Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to my channel and to the Mixed Media Frenzy YouTube Hop, where everybody that wants to join in on the last Friday of the month in the Mixed Media Frenzy Facebook group can join in. And this is the layout that we're using for our inspiration today, and it's by Missy Whidden. And mine's not going to be quite as colorful as hers. It's going to have color, it's just not going to be as rainbowy. And I'm pretty sure rainbowy's a word. Y'all may not have heard it before, but it seemed to be coming out of my mouth pretty easy. Um, I'm using the peacock feathers, distress ink, and I want my background to kind of look like a splash. So that's what I'm working on. I'm not trying to make it too precise. I just want splatters here and there, even a few that go all the way to the bottom of the page. And then I'm going to make some darker. And then before I'm done, I am going to put some bubbles in it. But yeah, I thought the peacock feathers was a pretty good color to use for that. Hers has 4 or 5. I think she has some overlapping that makes new colors. But I'm going to use all just that one background. And I am going to decorate my tags. She had 4 white tags, and they're from a cut file. I'm thinking Paige Evans cut file. And I'm using white ones too. And I used watercolor paper for them and for my background. And I didn't just sew my background. And I put some of the peacock feathers on there to kind of go with the background. Like, it's the same color. And then I'm going to put a little yellow in the front, like a light going underwater. That was my thought. I thought, well, if I had, I'm going to put fish and stuff on them. So I thought if I had a light, it would be yellow, but the surrounding areas would be darker blue. In this case, peacock feathers blue. But yeah, I'm using the under the sea dyes, and these are the seaweed and stuff that I'm going to use. I'm going to put one on each tag, and then I've got 3 things from the Tim Holtz seaside dyes. I think they're called seaside dyes. And the uh, I know it's $1 something. I know it's called dollar, but I can't remember what else. I'm thinking it's 2 words. Shows how often. Well, I've been to the ocean twice, just so y'all know. But yeah, I'm doing it with antique linen and then tea dye, and I did the starfish the same way. But my little seahorse, I'm gonna do it with a yellowish color, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of orange. It's gonna have yellow, but it's gonna have the orange too, and then it's going to have some white places because I looked at one online and that's what I seen was lighter places. Well, they actually had stripes. So I seen several, but the one I wanted to reproduce had kind of like stripes of white. But I just decided to make the inside edge white. Oh, and I was showing I was trying to get rid of some stuff, so I was showing the uh, sun, and I got that from Ella Connors here on YouTube, and it's called Blazing Sun, I think it is. It's by Sizzix, and it's an old red dye. And her layout does have a sun in it. It's not quite as big as mine, but this one's so cute. It's worth having bigger sun on there. I oh I'm I couldn't find my Dilutions white spray so I could sprinkle white sprinkles on there. So I got out some acrylic paint, put some water with it, and did it. You will see me with the Dilutions paint before the layout's over because, yes, I'm going to find it and I'm going to add some more. But at the moment I couldn't find it. It fell under my chair. And I had noticed something that fell that direction and looked to get it. And guess what? My Dilutions had fell under there too. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to put these, and I'm going to put the seahorse all the way to the right, so I'll be looking into the layout, and then I just kind of tried to figure out where to put the other stuff. That's that is it silver dollar? No, that dollar whatever seashell. It's kind of on the big side. Sand dollar. That's what it's called. Sand dollar. It is kind of on the big side. And I'm going to let it kind of, instead of cutting it off, I'm going to let it kind of go underneath the one next to it. Well, part of it is, part of it isn't. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on there as is. I decided I didn't want to cut it and that I was just going to leave it. The one tag, the one I'm working on now, is going to be, I'm using the more pieces from the Under the Sea die set. And so I'm going to have, I think it's a squid. I'm thinking maybe it's a jellyfish. It might be a jellyfish. I think it might be. And some angelfish. And I, well, I'm going to hide one of them. There's 3 angelfish, and I'm going to hide one in the seaweed because they're always doing that on the cartoons anyway. So I figured I might as well have one hid in the seaweed too. And I did put stars on I used gesso and put stars on the tags earlier. And I had it planned to color them like a caramel color, but I forgot. So they're white. And I guess I'm just going to leave them white. They kind of show up pretty good. And they look fine the way they are. So I am going to leave them that way. Uh, her pictures are quite a bit smaller than mine. I didn't want to make mine any smaller. And these are my great niece Isabella back in the spring, and they went on vacation, and she was at the beach playing in the sand. And there was 2 photos. Well, there's probably a dozen, but there was 2 photos where she's actually playing in the sand. The other time she was running or looking out to the sea, stuff like that. Oh, and look at me. I have some little tiny seashells for my layout. Chelsea, who is on YouTube, she has a YouTube channel, and her channel's name is Sugar Ray Crafts. And yeah, she's seen me making the beach layouts that I've been making, and she said, I need to send you some little seashells. And I got some now because she sent them to me. So I probably got a little bit carried away. I was pretty excited using them. I told myself, don't use too many, save them so you'll have them for another layout. But I couldn't help myself. So I put quite a few on here. And I did take some gesso mixed with some modeling paste because the gesso's kind of sandy feeling. Mine is anyway, the white. And I mixed the two together and I put it on there first. Oh, and I put caramel ink in there so it'll be sandy. And then, of course, my seashells. And then I used that ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and it's called Mesh. I think it's called Mesh. It is called Mesh, but it's got another word. Maybe it's Rustic Mesh or Autumn Mesh, one or the other. But it comes from Hobby Lobby, and it is seasonal because I tried getting it off season, and you can't. I was taking my white gel pen and putting little dots and stuff on the bubbles there to give them a highlight, to make them look more like bubbles. And while I was doing that, I thought I really need to put some on my background too. So that's what I'm doing. However, I am going to end up putting some more because I'm going to cover some of them up accidentally. I knew there was a chance, and I was kind of guessing where I wouldn't be putting the tags. But then, you put them right there where you don't plan on putting them. And so, yeah, they get covered up. So I will make some more. But they're not hard to make, so I don't mind making more. I'm having my 2 photos face inward because, I don't want her to look like she's sitting back to back with herself. But, yeah, see how I'm going to do that sand? dollar. See how good I said that? Sand dollar. I'm covering most of it up, and I might have, I did the seaweed coming up the side. If I'd been thinking, I might have put one of the fish over there, the one that's kind of hid. And in the seaweed, I might have been tempted to put it up there on the sand dollar like it was swimming on by if I'd thought of it before just now. But I know when I was putting these on here and adhering them down, I was thinking maybe I should have made 5 tags. I did 4 because she had 4, but I think I could have fit 5 in there just fine. And they might have overlapped a little, but that would have been okay. And then I wouldn't have had the gap in the in the middle. I might have been able to lay them where I didn't have the gap in the middle anyway. Well, I guess I would have just by scrunching them closer together. But yeah, I thought about doing 5. I might have wished I had. The more I look at my layout, you know how it is. The if onlys, if only I had done this or that. But I am putting my son in the same area thereabouts that Missy put hers. And I will put the link down there for her video below so y'all can watch it if you want to. Um, if I don't forget, I'll try really hard to remember. If I forget, make a comment and say I forgot to do it. But there will be a bunch of other links down there. While I'm on the subject, there will be a whole bunch of links down there. There will be the gals from Scrap Timber, the Scrappy sisters, Jess and Katie, and also Laura Alberts. And then there'll be Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And then the whole list of others. It'll be pretty full down in that comment box. No, it's not comment box. It's, what's it called? Description box. Yeah, it is going to be really full. I brought out my yellow twine because I love it with layouts. However, I used either the black or the dark blue last time, and I liked that too. But since I didn't have really any black or dark blue other than a couple of those little seashells, and it looks more dark brown than it does black, I decided to go ahead and go with the yellow. Oh, and did y'all notice I had to put an eyeball on that seahorse? I kept looking at him and thinking he needed something. They have little tiny beady looking eyes, but I could do that one little dot. And I was able to draw on my seahorse an eyeball. My title is from 2 different Echo Park die sets. They're both retired. And one is the letterbox, and the other one is, I think it was Olivia cursive. And yeah, it's going to be by the seashore. And I went ahead and did kind of like the ombre thing so that I'd have the darker at the bottom and the lighter at the top. And then I could not resist throwing some yellow in there. So it just technically isn't ombre anymore, I guess. Now, Missy had her mixed media coming down lower and kind of tapering off here and there. I didn't do that. Mine all kind of stopped before the bottom of the tags. So my tags was there without anything because I apparently didn't come down far enough. So I have to go ahead and put some more in. Well, then, I got to put a little here, a little there, and think, okay, that needs it too. So I'm going to end up putting more of that than I probably should have because it's in the sand where I'm putting it now. But I'm liking the color. I'm looking at all those browns and stuff and thinking, I need a little bit more color, so I'm putting them in anyhow. And I'm using some Spiegel Mom scraps sequins from probably 5 years ago, if not longer. And I do have a little left, so yeah, I'm using it. And I think that's about it. I think the sequins is about the last thing. Oh, I would decide I need see how the tags are. There's kind of like a line there still, even after me doing that. So I am making some grass to go on mine, and then I'm going to go ahead and add just a little more right there in the center. And I'm going to use one of my stamps, Art by Marlene. and it's number 5, and it's mixed media. And the one I'm going to end up using is little teeny tiny dots. And first put it in there, went ahead and stamped it. And I thought, oh, that looks good. Well, then I went to stamp it by the other picture, and I smeared it for the first picture. So I had to end up covering it up. So it's going to end up with more of that mesh ribbon and other stuff, because once I add a little bit, I have to add more. It's in my hand, so yeah, I end up adding more. But then I went ahead and took that stamp and started stamping all over the sand so it'd have little dots, and it looks like little sand. You know how the sand is? It's got little mountains and valleys all over it. It's not completely flat. And putting those dots on there kind of reminded me of that. Like the sand is lumpy, like it usually is. And that's it. That's my layout. I am done with it. And yeah, um, if you, I think I got more photos than usual. I think I did because I wanted to show off the seashells. So yeah, I've got plenty of seashells on there. Yeah, I think that might be a jellyfish. Give your opinion down below if it's a squid or a jellyfish. I am not sure at all. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But yeah, look at all those gorgeous seashells on there. And that mesh ribbon looks kind of like a worn out fishnet now. See, when I used it on a wooden oh, outdoorsy layout, it looked like sticks. Now it looks like a fishnet. So apparently you can use it for more than one thing. But I hope y'all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. And I will have another layout later today. Yeah, a twofer. Well, it's going to be a twofer anyway. Really a threefer if you count scrap timber and 30 days of sketches. How I ramble. I got to go. Bye.